guys, welcome to today's video. Make sure you visit podcastformarketers.com for more information. Over there, I have a really kick-ass course on how you can make at least a few grand a month on simple reoccurring revenue, right? And that's called Freedom Funnels. And make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel, man. I'm put out videos every day, so you don't want to miss what I put up, because I put out some pretty kick-ass content. And man, I always want you guys to comment below, man. I absolutely love all the comments you guys bring. Let me know what you're thinking. If you have any questions, I'm always in the comment section. I really love the community. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, so just like the title says, I'm going to show you how to kind of amplify your content. And what I mean by amplify your content is you don't want to be just like making 3 different types of content. When you have a YouTube video, like for instance, this particular video, I'm going to make a podcast out of it, and I'm also going to make a blog post out of it, right? So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. There is some work involved. What you don't want to do is just kind of like copy and paste shit, right? So you do have to like add some things. And so that's what we're going to start with right now. The first thing I'm going to do is tell you to grab Clip Grab. This is a free software to download, and it allows you to download from the internet, like from Vimeo or from YouTube. So what you want to do is, like, this is one of my YouTube videos that I just recently did called How to Hit the Inbox Every Time Without Paying MailChimp. Okay. And so once you do that, you can say, hey, just grab me the MP3 audio only and grab that clip. Now, I do my audio separately with a microphone, so I don't need to do this because my audio is already separated, right? So, but I wanted to give you this free tool just in case you didn't have anything to work with that's kind of complicated, right? The second thing I'm going to show you is not going to be free, but you can also go to Audacity. I believe Audacity is still around. And you can get this free MP3. It's a editor, right, to edit MP3s, okay? So you can always go grab Audacity. It's, like I said, it's totally free, and they have it for Macs, Linux, or Windows to edit your MP3s, okay? So you'll definitely need that. The next thing I'm going to tell you about is this MP3 tag. It's the universal tag editor for MP3s. And what it's going to do is it's going to add your artwork and so on and so forth. This is another free download, and I'm going to show you what I use. I don't use free downloads, okay? But I know you guys are always trying to pinch a penny, and if you can, you will. And I'm the same way. So I'm going to show you those free tools first. mp3tag.de, and there's an English version of it. And the next thing is Windows or Mac Audacity, and that is so you can edit MP3s on your computer. There's free tutorials all over the internet. Don't ask me how to use this shit because I don't know. So anyways, first go get your clip from YouTube that you've already done, download it onto your computer. Now, what I'm going to do is show you my process at this point. So, as you probably already saw, I had Fiverr in here. Now, again, because, you know, I got the pipes, I don't go out and I don't pay anybody for podcast intros. So what I did was I just ran a search on Fiverr for podcast drops. I found this guy that had 5 stars. Just come over here.
What's up, guys? This is Yoster, and exclusively on Fiverr.
He's not got the pipes of old Sunny T, but he works, right? So you can pay him $5 for 3, and this is important, dry drops. You don't want them produced. You just want them dry. If you want to add music, you can do that yourself in your MP3 editor, right? So now I do my own drops. Listen up. 5, 4, 3, 2. This is the podcast for marketers with Sunny T. Quick tips for better marketing strategies and what's working today. Now, the ma'am, Sunny T. All right, so now that's what I do. That's my intro, and here's what I have on the end. Been listening to Sunny T's podcast for marketers. Every day, I share the ups and downs of internet marketing, new marketing strategies, and what's working today. You're going to hear stories of what's going on in the trenches and how you can apply it to your business. Learn marketing and sales funnels, traffic and conversion from the world's #1 funnel hacker pro. Make sure to subscribe to me on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play. And you can also catch me on YouTube at Podcast for Marketers. All right, so obviously you're not going to be as perfect as mine, but so now what I would do at this point is I would grab in my audio that I had in YouTube, and I like to fade it in a little bit. So if you are going to be using Adobe Audition, just drag it a little bit over the top of your audio here, and you can kind of fade in your audio. Is recording, it's Sunday, it's a weekend, so you can see how smooth that was, right? Or just do what you want to do, and then at the end just butt this right up at the end, so find your end, and that way you can mess around and teach somebody else how to do it if you need to, or you just do it for yourself really well and make some money, right? So if I wanted to end it right there, I'll just stretch it out, okay? And then because normally I'll say coffee break, but we don't want to do that because this is the podcast. So you come here and just butt that right up on the end, and it's a wrap. So you can see what that sounds like. Or you just do it for yourself really well and make some money. You've been listening to Sunny T. And that's a wrap. And then I export that, right? But what I wanted to show you was that there are other tools, because if you don't have Adobe Audition, then there's other tools. And this is what this tool is called. It's called Fission, right? Which is like a nuclear term of some sort, okay? But it's by Rogue Amoeba, and I've had this tool forever. They also have, well, there's some other tools. Just go check it out. They have other apps, but I used Audio Hijack to hijack your computer's audio so you can put things where you want them to go. I use Loopback for when I'm talking to people on Skype. You want to be able to take all of that audio and put it into one channel so you can hear the people that are on Skype, and you can hear your own audio and still EQ it. So I use that for that. Nicecast is when I do a live radio broadcast from online, I use Nicecast. Rogue Amoeba has some really good, especially Audio Hijack, has some really good audio software, and they're really not that expensive, like $25, $35 or whatever, okay? And so I have that right here. Now, what you can do is drop in. Remember, I had my intro, so you can drop that in. You can choose where you want to drop it in, okay? And what I did was I just took my audio and I just dropped it here on the end, okay? And it'll drop in really easy. And so you see I already put it in there, and then you can see where you could cut it. So you could just kind of get the hand here, drag it on the cut, and then find out where you want your cut to happen. And then you can move these around as much as you want to, okay? So that's the same thing, and then I did the same thing down here on the end. I found the end point, and this is where I normally say coffee break. It needed to fucking work. How about that? Coffee break. Right? So what I would do is I would just cut this coffee break part out. Okay? Hit the delete button, and then that's it. That's a wrap. That's need to be informative. It needed to fucking work. How about that? You've been listening to done. So you see that that's cut out, right? Now, here's what's most important about this is when you can edit this, what's really cool is that you can edit this entire thing. You can edit your tags, right? So you have what you call the tag inspector right here. And here's where you can, and it's really cool. Like you see, I dropped my artwork right here, right? So that's where you want to art. And for podcasts, you do the same thing. You can just drag and drop your artwork here. And then this is what's really cool. So you want this kind of things to show up in SoundCloud, right? So you fill all this stuff out, right? So here you would say no tech needed. I'm not going to really do this, but 4 funnels, right? That was what this is about. And then me, so you would put Sunny T. And then there's no album going on here, right? This is the year, right? But then over here on podcast, you can put the URL title and the URL, right? Which is really cool. So once you have all of your tags in here and you can say what and put in, like, you don't have to put the album in here, but you definitely want to put the name of it and what's going on here. And if you had any notes or whatever, and the URL title and the URL, and then put your artwork is really important. So once you have that all done, then you would save that out, okay? And I use SoundCloud, right? So you could just upload this right to SoundCloud. But you're not done there, but it's really easy to upload to SoundCloud. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then there you have your podcast. Now, how you do this is once you upload this, you can get your RSS feed and you can report it to iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play and say, hey, I have a podcast. Here's my RSS feed. They'll approve it, and then you're going to be on iTunes, right? It's really that simple. Just Google that, all right? Now, the next thing I do is I upload my transcript to temi.com. Now, this is a lot cheaper than rev.com. It was $1 a minute, but now it's 10 cents a minute, right? So you see my wife, she does this uploading. So she had, you see here, 47 minutes worth of stuff here. And I believe this came out to $4.80 or whatever it was. It was really cheap to get this 45 minutes of, this is how to make it for affiliate marketers for beginners. So when you come here, what's really cool about this is it allows you to edit your transcript right here inside the tool, and it also will play it. So, question on Facebook now. So you can see here networks that I want to tell you about that aren't Black Hat, and those are native ad. So that's really cool that it follows it around like that. So then you can actually change this. And my wife, I think what she does is she just goes in here and she copies and pastes everything, and she figures out what she wants, and then she posts it in a couple other tools that we have. But this is how she starts the blog post. So you go in here, and what you don't want to do is copy and paste this exact word for word into a blog. That would suck, right? Because people that read would know that it's not a blog post because it's reading conversational like I'm talking on a radio or YouTube, right? So what you would want to do with this is make some what do you call it, bullet points, and make some of the titles. You want to make some titles and H1 tags and give yourself some SEO, right? So make yourself some H1 titles, use some small sentences. So you don't want to use like all of this. Nobody wants to read all of this. So you make a couple of paragraphs, and then you make some small H2 tags with the heading of the next paragraph. And then so people could kind of skim and read what they want. But what's most important about this is SEO, right? So you want to pack this full of SEO keywords. So your first step, and we're going to cover this once again, is to go to Clip Grab and grab your YouTube video and take it off of YouTube, okay? Your second thing is go over here to Fiverr and get somebody to do an intro. Just write up a simple intro about what your show is about, and at the end you give them a call to action and tell them what you want to do, like I do. Go visit me on Stitcher, subscribe to me on iTunes, or you can catch me on Podcast for Marketers, because you don't know where people are coming from. So give them a call to action at the end. In the beginning, you tell them what your show is about and what you're talking about to make sure they're in the right place. At the end, you give them a call to action and tell them what else you want them to do, okay? And so you get those from this DJ dude here for $5. You get 3 dry. Remember, you want them dry, because if you want to put some music underneath, it's real easy to do that with Audacity. Remember, we talked about that. So go download Audacity. So if you don't have Adobe Audition, if you do have Adobe Audition, it's really cool to come in. So the first thing you want to do is you can actually go in here and edit your piece, okay? And then after that, you go to a multi-track session, and you can lay each one of your pieces down as tracks. So if you wanted to lay music underneath this, and these are produced drops that I did. These are sweepers, right? That's what they're really called, is sweepers. I have a bunch of sound effects and everything. That stuff you hear in the beginning. This is the podcast. This stuff. If you want to learn how to get those sweepers and those sounds and those imaging, those are called imaging effects. If you want to get those, iTunes has a bunch of those, and you can also Google that. I've got a total library full of imaging and sound effects and radio imaging. And that's what you want to Google, so you can get those little sound effects and you can mix your own if you want to do that. If you don't, just get the dry effects from that guy on Fiverr and then just lay a little music underneath this piece. So you just have something to kind of go along with what you're doing, right? And then lay your track on top, get a nice little fade in effect there, and then just with this, when you want to export it, you just highlight everything, file, export, multi-track, mix down, time selection, right? And that's it. And this will export this entire thing mixed down. Now, when you do want to mix it down, remember that you do have a mixer over here on this side. So when it's playing, you'll see you can turn things up or down. Tips for better marketing strategies and what's working. So this isn't a tutorial on Adobe Audition. I just wanted to give you a quick overview on how easy it is. Really, it is easy to make a podcast out of your YouTube videos. After you make your podcast and you upload it to SoundCloud, right? And make sure you upload your artwork as well. Then you want to head over to Rogue Amoeba, or you can grab that MP3 tags for free. And you want to grab that and dump your MP3 player in that, or excuse me, you want to do that beforehand, my bad. Make sure that you put your MP3 tags in there and get that uploaded for your keywords, okay? And then upload to SoundCloud, my bad. Now, then you want to take that same MP3 and upload it to temi.com right here, which is really cool, at temi.com. And for 10 cents a minute, which is really cheap. So for an 8-minute podcast or an 8-minute YouTube video, I paid 80 cents, less than $1 to get this transcribed. And then go through here and make this a blog post, and just take out some of the main points that you were trying to make, rewrite some parts of it, make some titles, make some bullets, make it 10 steps to do blah, right? So 10 steps to make money with affiliate marketing for beginners, right? That would be good. And so then read through this audio, make the 10 steps, and post it up on your blog post. And so there you go. You've amplified you've had 3 places to take your post right here, right? And what's really cool is that you can also go a step further with bonus points here. So you can take a piece of a photo of something, and then take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 quick steps. The same thing, how to make money with affiliate marketing for beginners, and then really just abbreviate some of the things that you have in here and post it up on your social media marketing, right? You guys seen, if you follow me on Facebook, you've seen how I've posted that. So you can take and make a really quick, short, abridged version to this longer post on social media, and tell them, if they would like to read more, to go over to your blog to read more, right? And then you can do the same thing for LinkedIn. So you get bonus points if you do that. So you take one piece of content and you amplify it to 4 different places, right? And then another thing that you can also do for extra bonus points, even on top of that, is just get a small blurb, how to make money with affiliate marketing for beginners, with a link, and shoot it out on Twitter as well, right? Now, if you wanted to make sure that you added some value with this, find something of value that's in here that's what we call a tweetable, right? So find something in here that would make a good statement, right? I don't want to look for anything right now, but something that's a good statement to make that makes sense, right? And if I had time, I would find it right now, right? But you'll find something that you made that is just a really good statement to make, that still has something valuable and will pique a little bit of curiosity that you can send out for Twitter. So now you have 5 different pieces of content that you've amplified. Now, here's the thing, right? Once you have those pieces of content, you can use it more than once. Retweet it and send it out on LinkedIn and send it in different places that you have, and just take it and use different statements and use different headlines, it's the same piece of content. Not everybody's seen it, right? You can send it out again in a couple of months. So one piece of content should really last you the entire year, especially if it does well. Coffee break.